All right. Mariah, kindly confirm if you can clearly get me.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, everybody, to our second edition of Women in Tech Zambia info session, a session aimed at providing you with enough information even as you complete your application, if you've already started your application, or start your application if you are considering applying for the program, but are not so sure whether or not you qualify or have any questions around how to apply and the benefits of the program. So we are delighted to have you here, and our hope is that by the end of the session today, you would have all the information that you need and that all the questions that you might have around the program might have been answered. My name is Mulema Kusema, and I am the Entrepreneurship Associate here at BongoHive, and I will be your moderator for today. I am joined by my colleagues, Mariah, who's our Community and Marketing Associate, as well as Eliezer, who's also our Junior Associate here at BongoHive. A quick run through of what to expect in our session. So we'll have a keynote speech from a representative from the Standard Chartered Bank, who gets to shed more light about, why the program was started in the first place and why the bank saw it fit that women be empowered through this great initiative. And then I will run us through the program overview. So this is where I get to talk about the different facets of the program and how the program is structured and what you could expect if you are successful with your application. And then I'll also run us through how exactly you could go about applying for the program. And then we will open up the floor for any questions that you might have. And our aim is to address all those questions. So if you're joining us on our different social media platforms, be it YouTube, be it Facebook, welcome. And we are excited that you are also joining us. So at this point, allow me to hand it over to Temwani Nalondwa, who is the Financial Crimes and Compliance Specialist at Standard Chartered Bank. She is a veteran in the banking space, very passionate about financial inclusion and literacy. And today she will be shedding more light about the role of the Standard Chartered Foundation on the program. Over to you, Temwani.
Thank you very much, Mulemo, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me. As Mulemo has said, my name is Temwani Nalondwa, and it's a real pleasure to be with you today on behalf of Standard Chartered, of course, as we kick off yet another exciting chapter of the Women in Tech Incubator Program. So this year, I'm excited to share that we have partnered with Village Capital and BongoHive. And at Standard Chartered, we are deeply passionate about empowering women, especially in the spaces where they have historically been underrepresented, like technology and entrepreneurship. That's why we launched this program in the first place in partnership with BongoHive back in 2020 under our Global Future Makers initiative, which basically helps people learn, earn, and grow. So at Standard Chartered with Women in Tech, this is a program that basically offers female entrepreneurs a unique platform to unleash their potential, overcome barriers, and accelerate their business ventures using the power of technology. So Women in Tech invests 150,000 US dollars annually to empower Zambian female entrepreneurs by providing support in key areas of business operations, digitization, digital transformation, financial management, mentorship, coaching, and access to the much needed seed funding. So to date, we have 21 Zambian businesswomen who have each received 10,000 US dollars seed funding and over 40 women who have undergone the incubation phase of this particular program. So our collaboration with BongoHive and Village Capital is central to the success of this program. Together, we're not just incubating businesses, we are cultivating bold, brilliant women who are redefining what's possible in tech and entrepreneurship. And what inspires us the most is the ripple effect. See, when one woman thrives, she lifts others with her, whether it's by creating jobs, mentoring the next generation, or solving local problems through innovation. The impact of participation goes far beyond the walls of this particular program. So allow me to borrow the words of Maya Angelou, who once said, "Each time a woman stands for herself, she stands up for all women." So this program exists to help women rise and to keep standing with them as they do. So for us at Standard Chartered, this initiative is more than just a program. It's a purpose-driven commitment to equity and opportunity. When women are equipped with the right tools, network, and confidence, they create lasting change, not just for themselves, but for families, communities, and the nation at large. So as we begin this new cohort, I invite each of us, not just the participants, but the partners, our mentors and supporters, to carry this mission forward. So let's not just champion innovation, but let's champion the women behind it, because when we invest in her, we invest in a better future for all. I think I'll end there, Lemwa.
All right. Thank you so much, Temwani. And we're so grateful for Standard Chartered Bank through the foundation for this great initiative. And the ripple effects already been seen through the different women that we've had through the different cohorts. So we're so grateful for the work that they've been doing. It's also worth noting that the Women in Tech program isn't only being offered in Zambia, but it's a global program across different markets, different continents. So it's a very huge deal. And we are so grateful for the work that's being carried out by the Standard Chartered Foundation. So as Temwani mentioned, this program here in Zambia is being implemented by BongoHive with support from Village Capital, and it's being funded by the Standard Chartered Foundation under the Future Makers Initiative. Getting into the program itself. So this program is very comprehensive, I must mention, and it's structured into 4 main phases. So we have the recruitment and selection phase, which is the phase that we are currently in. Applications are still open up until the 28th of May. So if you haven't yet applied, please ensure that you complete your application before the deadline so that you have an opportunity to be considered for this great platform. And then once applications close, we have 20 female founders that will be shortlisted and will then proceed to the bootcamp. So this is also still part of the recruitment and selection phase. They will run through an intensive 1-week bootcamp, helping them refine their business models, their user personas, their technology. And at the end of that, that will culminate into a pitch day where they'll then get to pitch in front of a panel of judges for an opportunity to then proceed into the acceleration phase of the program. So after recruitment and selection, we have acceleration, which is the program itself. It's a 3 months intensive program, involves mentorship, involves coaching, access to partnerships and networks. And that's something very key for the program going forward, because beyond the funding, we want to ensure that we connect you to the right markets, to the right people that will then help you scale your business beyond what you're currently doing at the moment. And then at the end of it all, we then have an award ceremony that we then also for demo day. So you get to pitch in front of a panel of judges, and then later on, we then get to award the top 5 startup founders who then walk away with $10,000 in state funding. And the beauty about the program is that it just doesn't end on you getting the funding and we forget about you. We do a whole lot more beyond that. So we hold your hand even after the program. So for the next 5 months, even after the female founders win that seed funding, we will then provide them with coaching and the necessary support that they need to actually scale their business. And for those that are raising additional funding, additional support on investment readiness will be provided to ensure that you raise that funding. And for those that don't get to win the funding, we don't leave them just like that. So we have a coaching session for them as well, just aimed at helping them come up with a growth plan and guidance on how then they can proceed to still scale their businesses. So it's a very intensive and comprehensive program, all aimed at ensuring that the female founders that get to be part of the program actually scale their businesses beyond what they're currently doing. For some, we've had founders on the program that have gone on to expand to other markets in addition to them being being present in Zambia. So it's a very comprehensive initiative, and our hope is to see each and every participant that goes through the program so beyond what they're currently doing. Key activities, some of the things that you should look out for, even as the program is rolling out, is that once call for applications closes, the team in the background will complete the shortlisting and the due diligence, and you should be able to hear from us by the 17th of June. So expect to receive an email regarding the status of your application. And we also post on our different social media platforms. So you will be informed about the top 20 that proceed into the bootcamp by then. And then something else to look out for, once the bootcamp is done and once the top 10 are selected, you will also be informed. So the top 10 announcement will also be made on our different social media platforms, and then the successful and unsuccessful 10 will also be communicated to. The program is a blend of in-person and virtual trainings. So some sessions, we have weekly online training sessions, and then we also have in-person events and activities, all aimed at helping you build those collaborations, build those partnerships, and also get to meet different industry experts across the ecosystem that we have here in Zambia and beyond. Something else that we also get to do beyond the different initiatives and at supporting the ladies is that we also get to give back to the community through our CSR event, where we partner with different institutions and get to give back or inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs or budding entrepreneurs that still looking to scale beyond what they're doing. So it's a very good way of sharing your learnings from the program with people that don't have the opportunity to have such a platform. And then the post-incubation support, which is what I mentioned earlier. So I'm sure you are now wondering, with all these exciting perks that come with being part of the program, do I qualify, and what are some of the things that we look out for even as you apply? So we're looking for startups that are, first of all, legally registered here in Zambia. So your business must have been registered with PACRA for at least 3 months. It could be that your business is incorporated or it's a partnership or sole trader, but just ensure that you're registered with PACRA and you have documentation to prove that the business is actually registered in your name. So that's one thing. And your business has to be headquartered and operational here in Zambia, because it's the Women in Tech program Zambia. So we are aiming to support startups that are based in Zambia and providing that impact to the Zambian market before anything. You must be revenue generating, so under 100,000 annually in revenue. So this number isn't there to scare you. Just know that anything below that qualifies you to be part of the program. And then we're looking for startups that have already started raising funding. We're looking for startups that have raised not more than 500,000 US dollars in equity. So that's something worth noting as well. Beyond that, then you're too advanced for the program. But if you're within that threshold, then I definitely encourage you to apply. You should have a minimum viable product, so an already proven concept, and the concept should already have traction, and traction could be in form of revenue. It could be in form of partnerships, especially if you have a B2B model. Maybe you have a partnership with one bank that still qualifies as traction. So if you have users already trying out and using the platform, you also are qualified to be part of the program. And then other than that, you have to be a female founder. So a female founder with equal or majority ownership in the business. So this program is for founders, people that actually own the business and not your employees. So if you're not, if your business isn't led by a female founder, that's unfortunate. But for this particular program, we want the businesses to be led by female founders, and we check this through your PACRA ownership. So kindly take note of that as well. And then one of your founders must be full-time and based in Zambia, because remember, we have quite a series of activities that are in person, and your presence will be required, as most of them are compulsory. So ensure that you're based in Zambia, or if you're not based in Zambia, you should have one of your founders based in Zambia, female founders, that is. And then you should be between the age of 18 and 35, and your business must be either tech-based or tech-enabled. So by tech-based, it means that the core component of your business is technology. For example, you could have a platform that, an online marketplace that connects, let's say, people that want competent taskers to people that need people to run their errands. So the core component of what you're doing is technology, then you qualify. If not, it could be that you have a traditional business, but you're tech-enabled, so you're using technology to improve your operations, you're using technology to improve your reach, that also suffices as technology-based, so you also qualify to be part of the program. And then the key activities, as mentioned, will be running from the 23rd to the 9th of October, so you must be able and available to participate in all those activities. Something that I missed out, let me just go back to it. In addition to being tech-based and tech-enabled, the program is currently focusing on 5 key thematic areas. So your business also has to be aligned with those thematic areas, even as you apply. And you will see them even when you go on our program website, on the application form itself, you will be prompted to select which thematic area your business is currently in, and that the problem you're actually addressing and how you're addressing that. So take note of that as well. The first thematic area is health technology. So we're looking for startups that are in the health space that are creating solutions to, first of all, break the barriers that are there in accessing quality healthcare. So if you're a startup founder and you're solving this problem, then we encourage you to apply. If you're using technology to provide that access to people that are looking to address the quality healthcare component. So it could be that, for example, you have a pharmacy, you have a traditional business, which is a pharmacy, and then you have an online platform that allows people to buy those medications online. That also suffices as a business that could qualify under this. So the use cases in which a business could fall under health technology are numerous, but the key thing that we're looking out for is that you're actually solving this key barrier of access to quality healthcare. So if your business falls within this line, we encourage you to also apply. The next one is education technology. So how exactly are you providing that access to quality education through your platform? Do you have an EdTech platform? Are you training people, for example, and they're using technology to enable that, that process that you're carrying out? If you are, then we also encourage you to apply under the technology thematic area. We did have last year a startup founder that was actually in this space. If you attended the first information session, then you might have heard of her. So they're creating an education platform that allows students and teachers rather to be able to assess whether or not their students are actually on the right path and things like that. So if you are falling within EdTech, we do encourage you to also apply. Another thematic area that we have is financial technology. So are you leveraging technology to enable access to credit, access to saving tools, and access to investment options? If you do have a fintech platform, then we also encourage you to apply. Could be that you have a peer-to-peer lending platform that's allowing people to invest. We welcome you to apply with all those brilliant solutions that are solving this problem. Our next thematic area is artificial intelligence and emerging technologies. So AI in the last couple of years the use of AI has significantly risen, and we do see the value and how it's empowering entrepreneurs even as they run their businesses. So do you currently have a platform that's leveraging AI and is providing, is allowing entrepreneurs to streamline some of those processes that they have, be it them managing their inventory, be it them managing how they're being able to track their credit scores and things like that? If you are, then we also do encourage you to apply. It could be that you also you create chatbots for startup founders that allows them to talk to their customers without always having to respond to all those queries. That process is being streamlined. If that's you or that sounds like you, we encourage you to apply as well. The use cases under this one are also limitless. So feel free to also go through our web page for more information about the different thematic areas. And then the last one that we have is assistive technology. So there's a huge gap with regards to providing solutions for people with disabilities. And if you notice, there are some platforms, quite a number of platforms out there that don't have persons with disabilities in mind, even as they create their different solutions. It could be an app. You don't, even as you are creating that platform, you don't have these people in mind. So if you are a startup founder that's created, that has identified that gap and is creating and solving that problem, then we encourage you to apply under this thematic area. So those are the main thematic areas that we have, and we hope by the end of the call for applications, we would have a diverse array of startup founders falling within all those categories, solving those pressing problems. Those of you that have seen the opportunities that present themselves in those sectors, we strongly encourage you to apply. Moving on to how exactly to apply, now that you have sufficient information about the type of startups that we're looking for, as well as the eligibility. So if you're ready to now take that step and apply for the program, you can visit our program website, which is www.womenintech.co.za. You will have access to some of our frequently asked questions. You have access to our pool of alumni that participated last year in some of the testimonials. If you think we're just speaking for without, you see some of the things that they're actually doing. So you could read the different blogs showcasing the different startups that we've had on the program. And then you also be directed to our application form. So once you click the apply button, you'll be directed to our VC4A application form, and you'll be prompted to create an account. Once you do, you'll be taken through different categories of the application form. So there's the personal details where you give us information about yourself, your company details. Are you B2B? Are you B2C? What's the name of your company? And things of that sort. And then you also have a problem solution feed where you get to tell us about how exactly you're solving the problem that you're addressing through your business. What's the revenue that you've made so far? If you're raising, how much have you raised? What are some of your distribution channels? What are some of your revenue streams, and details about your projections for the next year? So all that information will help us, will inform on whether or not you would be an ideal candidate that would greatly benefit from this opportunity. So please take time to think through the responses that you're given. If you need time to finish your application, you could always save and continue later, get those numbers, get those details, and then resume your application before the 28th of May. So that's about the program. At this point, I will open the floor for any questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to type those in the chat if you're on Zoom right now. If you're joining us live, feel free to also type your questions there, and we will be able to address them. Mariah, do you have any questions on Facebook?
No, I haven't received any questions.
Okay. Okay, I can see someone has her hand raised. Zoe, please go ahead.
Hi, Mulemwa. Quick question. I wanted to just get a bit of clarity on what the eligibility is if a founder is trying to apply for 2 different startups. I know it's not listed anywhere. I was looking forward to actually getting that as well, but yeah, just to find out, that would be helpful. Thanks.
So 2 different startups, but then you still meet the other boxes?
Yes.
Okay, I would encourage you to, and they all fall in line with the thematic areas. Do they?
Yes, they do.
Okay. You could still apply under both, and then we'll be able to flag if any one of them doesn't meet the criteria, we can still flag that. But yeah, that's still fine. But my advice would be to go for the one that has the most traction, because remember, this is an accelerator program, so we'll most likely lean towards startups that have traction and would be investment ready. I hope that answers your question.
It does. Thanks.
Okay. Do you have any other questions, Eliezer?
We have another hand from Phyllis.
Phyllis, okay. Please go ahead, Phyllis.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Okay, my question is almost similar to the one that has just been asked by Zoe. These are two different startups owned by the same founders, but what I'm trying to say is one is a tech company and the other one is under health. So I just wanted to find out how I can put them together as one because they're owned by the same people.
Okay. My response also should be the same. Go for the one that has the most traction, the one that you're confident of. This one has the most traction because this is an investment readiness program. So if any of those, of the two has the most traction, you should apply under that one.
So let's say, for example, the startup is under health and it has no relation with technology. But of course, the problem that we're trying to solve using the other startup is to support the other one that is not under technology. So is it okay if we choose the one that's not under technology, but then we're still using technology to solve the problem that we're trying to solve?
Yeah, just ensure that you clearly highlight, even as you attempt to answer how you're solving the problem, on how exactly you're incorporating technology or you plan to incorporate technology.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Any other question?
You answered the question.
So we have a question from Musonda, who's saying that she doesn't own equal majority of the shareholders, but we are working on transferring shares. Can I still apply? Okay, so the applications close on the 28th. And the details that we are going to be reviewing, the documents that we're going to be reviewing are the ones that that you submit by the 28th of May. So if your shareholding structure is still the same by then you don't qualify. So that goes to Jay. Do you have any other questions? Phyllis, is that a new hand or it's the same hand that you had up previously? Okay.
Have a hello from Grace. Can a money lending institution using an app for applications apply? That's a question from Grace Mozambalika.
Okay, can a money lending institution using an app for applications apply? Yes, you can. So you fall under tech enabled. You can apply. Anybody else? Mariah, do we have any on our different social media platforms?
No, we still don't have any questions on Facebook or YouTube so far.
Okay, if we don't have any other questions, then I'm hopeful that all your queries have been addressed. If you still have questions, even after the call, you are free to still reach out to us. I will type an email in the chat that you could use to reach out in case you still have any other questions.
Mulemo, I was wondering if maybe you and Eliezer
If you
and
still have any other questions, feel free to still reach out to us and we'll be happy to address those questions. Thank you so much for everybody that has joined and for those that have started applying or are in the process of applying. We wish you the best and we look forward to receiving and reviewing your applications. Thank you.
Mulemo, please, before you drop off, I want to take a screenshot